Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, guys. In today's video, guys, I will be explaining how to play the A2D-1. Now, there are three main styles that I've found while playing this aircraft, how you can play it. And before I start, I just want to say some of the common enemies that you might be fighting against this thing and how you can counteract to that. Most things is just the flying higher, because most of the time, as you can see, it has almost 35 meters per second of climbing speed, and that pretty much outclimbs any major jet plane or propeller plane that you'll be facing. So for example, the ME-262 main target you'll be fighting against only has around 15 to 16 meters per second of climb. It's nothing much. HE-162 might be going up against that at BR7, 20 meters per second. Don't really got to worry about it. Horton 229, don't got to worry about it. Only 17 meters per second. Nothing you really got to worry about. Jet bombers, no. Russia is where you kind of get into where you need to watch out. So any of the normal planes you don't really got to watch out for. It's mainly the premium planes, but the Yak-15 don't got to worry about, only 20. Meg-9, here's where you have to watch out a little bit. It does have a higher speed, so they can creep up on you very quickly, but their climb rate isn't that good, so most of the time just climb and you can usually get out of there. Su-9, 15 meters per second. Don't really got to worry about it. But the Su-11 is where we get to the real competitors. This has 33, which is 2 less than the climbing rate of the A2D-1. So you got to really worry about that. Then, for some reason, it's not showing up, but there's a Russian BI premium vehicle, which is a solid rocket booster attached to the back of a plane. And it goes very fast. It has a meter per second climb rate of 80. So it doesn't matter where it is, it's coming straight for you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Except face it head on and hope you don't die. And then there's another one, I think it's the LA-157 or something like that, that also doesn't have a very good climb rate. It's something like this, around 15 to 20, I forget exactly, but it has a very high top speed of over 600 miles an hour, and at that point it doesn't matter. You have to somehow either A, get above this guy and shoot down on him, or just hope you can outmaneuver him, because he has very good maneuverability, and even climbing straight up, you're still not going to beat this guy because he has such a high top speed. He has a lot more speed that he can lose. So you got to watch out for that. But other than that, that's pretty much all you really had to watch out for. And now we can get into some of the tactics. Okay, so the first tactic is not generally one of my favorite, because I prefer to use this thing in air realistic battles. But if you're going to be using this thing as well in ground realistic battles, here's one of the things you can do, which is straight up just bombing. I don't like to use the rockets, mainly because you have to come straight down on the target, and they're much harder to hit, and with these 2,000-pound bombs that you can have on here, they absolutely demolish any tank in its way. So as we're starting out, I like to go very high, and this helps to mainly just not get hit by anti-aircraft. And as you can see, they are shooting at me. Like just a few seconds ago, you could see they were shooting at me, but they can't really hit me because I'm just either A, going so fast, or B, by the time the bullets reach me, I've already moved from that position that the radar has reached me on. Next, I just pick a target, for example, A in this case, and I decide to drop all my bombs this time, mainly because I know that there's at least a few targets there, and I drop the bombs and turn around and blow up, get 5 kills from that. And the main thing with that was I dropped them a little bit far apart. Not exactly with the bomb series. I don't use that. I usually just tap my spacebar once, wait a second, count 1,000, tap again, 1,000, tap again. And that'll usually space them far just enough to where if there is a target in between the 2 bombs that just fell out the sky, it'll still kill them. And as you can see, that was actually pretty much perfect. But if you're using rockets in this case, you might have only gotten a few kills there because you can't really aim as well because they're on the wing and not right underneath. And as well as that, some tanks have very thick armor, and it's not that easy to penetrate that thick armor with those rockets. So that's the first tactic, I guess. And we're moving on to the next one. The next tactic is strategic / speed bombing. Basically what that is where you take a certain bomb load. In my case, I like to take all 20-pound or 250-pound bombs. It's 20 of them, and it does like insane amount of damage. Now there might be better ways to do it, but I prefer this way because it's usually the least heaviest on the wings, and you can get there very quickly and still have enough to get even 2 bases. But usually how this works is you pick a target, usually one towards the outside. Since you're a very fast propeller plane, you can get to the outside very quickly. And I'll usually just target that. Sometimes go low, sometimes go high. It just depends on how I'm feeling. And it doesn't really matter. As long as you get to that base as fast as you can, drop your bombs. And if you can, come back, resupply, and then drop on the next base. Those are usually your best outcomes. And it's a very fast way to level up in this plane because bases can give you anywhere between 1,000 RP or 800 RP and 2,100 RP. Now, there is a slight problem with this, and that, as you can see here, he, in that jet, has already gotten in front of me before I have even reached the base, which is a very big problem. And even those Su-11s really annoy me, but that's why I'm going very low. So if they do want to come after me, they can't go straight down. They have to fly a little bit past me before they can start to come down and attack me. And just fly straight towards the target like I am. When you get over it, drop all your bombs. But you got to make sure that nobody's tailing you, because, of course, if they are, you can easily be shot down. Just like it there. Not really paying much attention there. Su-11 on my tail. Okay, after a slight mishap, I have realized why my video stopped recording. That was because I have the same button to drop all my bombs at the same time. And that's usually what I do when I come over those bases. So I dropped all my bombs and didn't realize that it stopped recording. But I just want to say that, yes, I did drop all my bombs. I only got 880 RP from it, but you can still earn hundreds of, possibly even thousands of RP from that one single base, because you have 380 times the reward for this premium plane, of course. And that was pretty much it for that one. So we're going on to the next tactic. Okay, so the next tactic is actually something a little bit different. Many people that I've seen playing this plane never use this tactic, but throughout the years that this plane has been out, it has been nerfed a lot, and with the new vehicles, it's getting pretty hard to do this tactic, which I can see why nobody uses it anymore. But I still find it very viable to take absolutely nothing with you and just use the guns on the side or on the wings of your plane and aim up roughly at a 25-degree angle and just fly straight up as high as you can. Most planes, again, don't have anywhere close to a climbing rate that you have, and you can get there very fast. The only plane that can really stand a chance is the Su-11, which has a roughly 33 meters per second climb rate, which will pretty much equal out, and you'll be pretty much the same. Or you'll go up against a Russian BI, which is a rocket ship. It's literally just a rocket ship with wings. It has an 80 meter per second climb rate, so don't really know what you're gonna do there. Not even worth trying to stop them. But usually what I'll do here is I will fly up even higher than bombers sometimes. In this case, I might even fly to 27,000 feet and just either A, defend the bombers, or B, just go after fighter planes that decide to do the same tactic that I am. Because most of them, of course, can't get to the same place that I am. Or I'll do something like I am doing now, where I will just aim pretty much straight down and go after any plane that I see. I'll usually cut throttle, and this will help to make sure that I don't overspeed quickly. And then once I reach around 500 miles an hour, I'll pull my air brake, because 500 miles an hour is pretty much where this thing tops out. So you want to be careful that you don't accidentally destroy your plane. So I'll usually follow one plane that I'm trying to, or that I really want to take out, and in this case missed them. But I'll usually try to keep as much speed as I can, and again, just aim up, make sure that he's not following you, and get back to however high you were earlier. And pretty much nothing can stop you except for planes that are fast. Fast planes are your demise because they don't need the climb rate. They have that extra speed that they can bleed off to get to your altitude. So be careful when using this tactic. Make sure that you can use it correctly. For example, this A21R decided to ditch me because, number one, this F-80 is going after him, and number two, he knows he's not going to be able to get me. So that other plane that was underneath me, I think that was an ME-262, is also gone, and I'm actually going to turn around and go after the A2. I take that back. I am not going after him. I'm going to go after somebody else. But that actually is pretty much it. Those are the two main tactics, the three main tactics, and most of them are actually pretty viable, except for, of course, the last one, which is the fighter one. It's pretty good, but unless you're a very good fighter, you got to be very careful, because most planes have a higher turning rate, and can, of course, usually beat you in speed, so you got to be careful about that. But most of the time, you're going to be fine if you use it correctly. And I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you guys did, please hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later.